What's up everyone, I'm Andrew Hawkins from Motive DVD. You probably remember me from such things as, I don't know, a whole bunch of cool shit on the internet that I filmed and made videos of, and pretty much every event in Australia.
What's up everyone? Proving to be a handful at the track. Motive quick drive, then a tour was a blast. Jet 200. Motive Garage. Twins versus single. Run some numbers and then get booted out.
I'm here with a man who's done a few things. I'm Adam from Downshift, and we're here today to have a bit of a chat to Andrew Hawkins. So, Andrew, you've been in the scene a long time and you've seen a lot of different things happen.
You're making me sound old.
Look, I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to but tell us a little bit about your time in the scene and what the experience has been like for you.
It's been a crazy ride for me, to be honest. Usually people that have been around the modified car industry as long as I have probably gotten over it. Their wives demanded that they have a normal job and a normal life, but I seem to just never get sick of it because there's always another adventure to find. And the most important thing is there's always more cool people to meet. I think what's kept me going the entire time is just meeting new people. That's where the fun happens. I've met some of the craziest people and most important people in the modified car industry around the world, not just here in Australia. And that's, to me, is what keeps it going. And now almost, I guess in some ways, is helping educate and entertain new people in the car scene is what keeps me going as well. So it's been a crazy ride. It all started as a broke loser with an S14 that was accidentally ended up as a commentator at Auto Salon. I then got hired by a bunch of different events, everywhere from drifting to babe and bikini comps and car washes to car shows, and then obviously drifting was a natural progression because I had a Silvia and I was commentating. Travelled with Auto Salon around Australia, that's how I met everyone. Ignition then asked me to come work for them. At the time, I was doing my own little video stuff on the side, but realistically, I then taught myself how to shoot, edit, voiceover, produce, host, everything while I was working at Ignition. Kind of treat Ignition DVD as my uni degree, if that makes sense. The owner of Ignition went broke. He's vanished now. And then obviously when he did that, made me broke at the same time. And then with 50 cents in my pocket, I kind of had the choice. Do I get a job or do I start a business? Started a business.
Somebody that hasn't been to World Time Attack before or seen the Stylised Show and Shine, how would you describe it? What would you tell them to expect?
The good thing about the Stylised Show and Shine is it is actually quite diverse. It's not just cars that are worried about slammed and fitment. There's good street cars, there's some race cars in there to look at. There's a bit of variety. I've seen lowriders in there, mini trucks, everything. And I like the variety as well. It keeps things interesting. What to expect? Hopefully a bunch of people trying to outdo each other is what I expect, and some new builds, which would be great to see.
If you had to choose, you can only have one car for the rest of your life. An underpowered front-wheel drive or a stanced-out rear-wheel drive with stretch tyres.
Are you allowed to change it once you've got it? Oh, you can't change it?
No.
Okay.
Only car you can have.
One car for the rest of my life, and I've got to choose between a front-wheel drive, naturally aspirated, underpowered car that looks stock versus a rear-wheel drive but stanced out to the way that I don't like. Is that what you're saying? My engineering brain says I'd rather fang a front-wheel drive NA around looking like an idiot in a standard car and just flying under the radar. I'd rather do that than drive around in something that just makes me look ridiculous. That would also probably kill me.
What would you say your opinion of perfect fitment is?
Perfect fitment's a difficult one. If you ask my personal opinion versus my judging opinion, they're very different. My personal opinion is you should never sacrifice how well a car drives. So wherever your suspension geometry is correct, that's where your wheels should be. But everyone's going to say that's ridiculous because then they won't be, flush with the guards and sticking out. I think perfect fitment is being as low as you can without making the car completely bottom out. In other words, you need to modify your suspension to be able to handle being that low. To me, that's important. And secondly, it should still have full travel. If you slam it and as soon as it goes over a bump, it scrubs, that's ridiculous. Like, you can't drive it properly. Your perfect fitment is as close to the guard as possible, but still able to travel with inside the guard and actually have some suspension movement, which means it's still a car.
Do you think we should bring back neons?
I think neons have their place. I really do. Right? Like chrome wheels, neons have their place. I think drift cars with neons at a night drift event look sick. but I think that black Civic coupes with neons look stupid unless you're building a replica for Fast and Furious.
On that topic, Gallo 12 or 24?
24, bro. I think neons can come back, yes, but in certain time and place.
In the right place, not on black Civics driving on the trucks.
No, not there. Actually, I've got one piece of advice for World Time Attack. If you haven't been to World Time Attack, or even if you have, my best advice is actually research what goes on there before you go. And what I mean by that is have a look at the field of cars that are racing. Try and look back at where they came in previous years, because the more you understand where they sit in the rankings or where they're trying to be and who's a contender, means that when you actually go to watch the racing on track, you've got a bit more of a clue of who's who could win, who do you want to back. There's nothing worse than going to an event and not knowing who the racers are. So my advice is do your research on who the racers are, as you know, cars and people, which brands are being represented that you like, even the Flying 500. Check out, you know, which is your favourite workshop going. The more you can sit and follow, the more enjoyable the event is, and then try and obviously plan your day out so that you're in the right spot for the right event. Otherwise, you can just end up aimlessly walking up and down the pits for 5 hours and then go, oh, I didn't see any racing. So yeah, look at the schedule, research the cars, and actually watch the things you know you want to watch, and you can have probably the best automotive weekend you can imagine. I'm actually pretty pumped to see you guys hold the show and shine for the first time, and to be involved is actually an honour. I do enjoy judging. As much as people think I'm all about just going fast, a well-built car and a show car is great. When we did the Born This Way series videos, it's great to meet car owners, find out why they've built it, see different styles. At the end of the day, I enjoy a car that is good at doing what the owner wants it to do. You can catch me at World Time Attack thanks to Downshift as one of the guest judges for the Stylised Car Show. I'll also have our trade stand there. We'll be selling Hoonigan product. I'll be filming and most importantly, having a good time. I'll see you there.